Hello, this is Danny Sura. This is Danny Sura.
My name is Danny Sura.
My name is Danny Sura. My name is Danny Sura, and you may recognize me from my hit film, Mel Mr. Right.
दिया तुमसे बहुत प्यार करती है.
लेकिन मैं दिया से प्यार नहीं करता.
No? Okay, what about the mega blockbuster Kya Kule Hum 3?
हाँ जी, आपने सही पहचाना. हम दोनों फैमिली बिजनेस में एक दूसरे का हाथ बटाते हैं.
Not even that. The hit TV show Girl in the City Season 1, I was in that. Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Tenali Rama.
हमारा नाम Domingo Paes. सात समुंदर पार पोर्चुगल से आया.
Alright, where about the hit show on Netflix, Ikkis Sarfarosh Saragari 1897. I had a good role in that, and I was having like this kind of cash.
मेरा मकसद है बरतानिया के परचम को अपने पैरों तले रोड़ना.
Ring any bells?
Why? Why?
Hello, my name is Danny Sura, and you're watching me on DESIblitz.com.
DESIblitz.com.
Danny, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you. Just wanted to obviously learn more about your kind of start in film. You had humble beginnings in Birmingham, and now you're kind of making it into Bollywood, making a name for yourself. So I just wanted to know, how did that journey come about? How did you get influenced to make that career happen?
Well, see, we have to go back like to the beginning. So I was like born in Smethwick, or Smeth Rock, as people say. So I'm from there, Cape Pearl. I was born there. So my dad's the eldest of the family. So when my Papaji and Biji used to come from Punjab, they always used to stay with us. So just to entertain them, we always used to get the VHS Indian films back in the day, like Sholay, Amarak Ranti Nasi, all the classics. And I just grew up watching them and the films and stuff, and really just getting a taste for this, like, you know, this industry, even from a young age. And that's what basically kickstarted my journey. So off the back of that, I did school plays, you know, junior school, secondary school, college, university, amateur theatre. Did my first professional gig around about 2006, 2007. And around then, even at that time, Asians, even British Asians, yeah, we were getting the same roles: taxi driver, pharmacist, terrorist, doctor. Nothing was really happening. And side by side, because I'm a psychologist, I was doing my psychology work as well. So it came to a point that I had to give one up. So I gave up acting. But that Kira was still inside me. And I thought, you know what? This is something that I love doing. I want to pursue it. Nothing's happening here. But I've grown up watching Bollywood films. Why not just go to Mumbai and give it a try? I got Rishadar there, I got family there. So I made the move in 2011. And yes, it's been, I'm not going to say downhill, but it's been uphill ever since then. No, it's been good. It's been good.
You kind of touched on a few films there that kind of inspired your journey. Were there any other films or other actors or actresses that made you think that this is where I want to be?
Honestly, it was just Amitabh Bachchan, man. Like Kulli, I used to rent out Kulli like every week, and my brother used to say, Danny, if you rent out that film again, then I used to just get it out all the time. And he's the main thing that just influenced me to get into this to get into this industry. I did watch Hollywood films, but not like Robert De Niro or Al Pacino. I grew up in the 80s, giving my age away now. So I grew up watching Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Bruce Willis. So Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, they came later, like in the late 90s when I got to see their work. But yeah, it's all Bollywood. That's been the foundation for me to like get into this business.
And then when you made the switch to Mumbai, did you find it easier to, you know, were there more people pushing you into the film industry?
See, what it is here and in America, you need an agent. You need somebody to represent you, to say, look, there's a casting call come out. I'm going to send your profile. If they like you, you have to send an audition. In India, you don't need agents. I could just walk into any office and say, I'm an actor from England. Can I share my portfolio with you? If there's anything, just get in touch. That's how I built my network there. So it's that freedom of information is readily available there. So I can take it there, take it to all the offices. You can just walk in and introduce yourself.
And then you're fluent in...
I wasn't at first, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't at first. Like, if you give me a script, right, it would take me about a good 4 or 5 hours to learn the lines. But because I've been there for almost 12 years now, once you kind of get into it, if I don't think about it too much, then it's fluent. So you get to see a lot of things. When I first landed in Mumbai, it is coming out into Mumbai. Whoa, and it is hot, 30 degrees, man, 30 degrees. My first audition. Okay, well, I'm in the audition room, and I've just been told that they need to take pictures of me topless, and they asked me if I've got a body. My first shoot. Some behind the scenes footage from the films that I've made. What time was that today?
The call time was at 8:30.
And have we shot anything?
It's 4:30 right now. We haven't shot anything.
And so much more. Trust me, it's a blast. And also, I'm going to be sharing with you what I've been up to recently and the releases that I've got lined up and the other work that I've done. It's truly going to be something fantastic and amazing. And for you aspiring actors out there, my journey might be useful to you as well.
I was going to say, does the film industry in India, do they look at your portfolio and say, okay, you can speak English, but you can speak Punjabi or Hindi? So does that kind of boost your representation?
It boosts it boosts my career for TV work in particular, because I've done a lot of TV shows, and the characters that I've done on TV have been like people from the East India Company that have come to India to rule. Right, you know, like Lagan kind of actors, that kind of thing. But what's been, I've been fortunate that every character that I've played has been different, with a different backstory, with a different arc. So my portrayal, even though it's kind of similar, it's been different in every show that I've done. So for TV, it really helps me that, okay, he can speak English with an English language, he can speak Hindi, even though I have to do it in that British style, like Tum Ko Dugna Lagan, Dena Pariga, and all that stuff. So that really helps me in TV. Films and stuff, as long as you can speak Hindi, yeah, doesn't have to be a fluent, but as long as the diction is okay, it's fine. But obviously you need to know how to act also. So it's not like, you know, you've got a six-pack, you go there and you're going to become a hero. No, there's a lot of work that you have to do. A lot of
well, it kind of leads us on nicely to your actual projects themselves. So one of your feature films, Out of Time, you play a triple role.
Yeah, I did.
So firstly, how did that whole idea come about in terms of having, you know, playing a triple role, and what kind of difficulties or challenges did that come with?
So that was my first film as a main lead. So there's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, and I wanted to just, that for me was like a make or break, like a litmus test for me, like, can I like do it? Have I got the goods? So yeah, the main thing was, because each character was from a different era, so that made it even more challenging. So that there's somebody from like the 18th century, then someone, you know, from the future, then someone in the present. So the body language, even the tone of my voice, I had to make it different, and, you know, make each one stand out differently. But it's interesting how I got that gig. I was auditioning for like some Samsung TV commercial. So I was outside trying to learn these lines, and this little casting director assistant just comes out and she goes, "Excuse me, sir." And I'm like, "Oh, yes." She goes, "We're casting for this film. Would you like to audition for it?" And I was like, keep at that, right? What kind of film it might be? It might be like a D-grade film, could be even a blue film, and you know what I mean? Who knows? But then when I went in, the DOP on the film, he's from New Zealand, so he was there. So I thought, okay, they got a foreigner banda here, so it must be legit. And then when they told me about the story and all that stuff, I thought, yeah, man, let me audition for it. Not expecting that I'll get the main lead, but I got it. And I got to work with, he's passed away now, sadly. I don't know how well versed you are with Bollywood, but there used to be one English actor called Tom Alter. There was always, I don't know, Indy, if you know, Tom Alter. There used to be a ganja called Bob Christo, who was in Mr. India. And then there was another guy called Tom Alter, who's born in India, could speak Urdu, Hindi, Punjabi fluently. So that was one of his last films, so I got to work with him. And that was like such an honor, he was brilliant. When I moved to Mumbai, you would think that my Hindi is good, Hannah? It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't as bad as this.
पंजाब के बास के ऊपर अंग्रेजों की चीर की नजर पड़ चुकी है.
But at the same time, it wasn't as good as this.
मैं यही सोचता रहा कि मम को मेरी फिक्र नहीं थी. अब वक्त आ गया था कि मैं उनके साथ रह सकूं, उनकी देखभाल कर सकूं.
I was a bit confused. I wasn't really sure what to do. Should I join an acting school and improve my Hindi that way? Should I watch loads of Bollywood films and repeat dialogues back to myself in the mirror?
एक चुटकी सिंदूर की कीमत तुम क्या जानो रमेश बाबू? माथुर, जब मैं कोई गोरी तितली देख लेता हूँ, मेरे खून में सैकड़ों काले कुत्ते एक साथ भौंकने लगते हैं. उस दिन मैं black dog पीता हूँ.
What kind of things did you learn from that? You said being your kind of first major role. What, did it surprise you in some aspects, or?
It surprised me like how well I handled it, because the worst thing that you can do is get into your own mind and like start creating obstacles for yourselves in terms of self-doubt, self-worry, not thinking, I'm not good enough. I just basically prepared, did the best that I could, left it all to God, and just, trusted my director. If he liked what I did, wicked. If he didn't, I try harder for the next take.
Your projects after that, stuff like Rani Rani, which has been kind of acknowledged at the South Asian Film Festival, IB71 as well. What are the different preparations or processes did you have to go through for each one? Do you go through similar ones in terms of learning your lines, or is it, a lot of people do like method acting and they have 6-7 months trying to prepare for a role?
You don't get that much time in Bollywood, man. Sometimes it's like, tomorrow's a shoot, Danny, here's the lines, so come on set. Sometimes I don't even get that. No, for me, so each character is different. So my process is, first I'll speak to the director or the creative head and find out, okay, what's the story about? What's my character in the story? It doesn't matter if it's big or small, the scope of the character, but what's the character's journey? What impact does he have in the overall story? And then after that, I'll read the script a few times and then I'll start developing a backstory for my character. Now, because each thing is different, the backstory is going to be different. So for IB71, I was playing an agent for the ISI, the Pakistani Secret Service. So for that, I looked at stuff like, how do you do surveillance? When you're following somebody, what are the things that you have to do to make sure that the person's not aware that they're being followed? So all these things are brought into the film. And also the director didn't really have a backstory for my character. So I played a character called Sikandar. He just said, no, well, he's just a spy for the Pakistani army, so you can do whatever you want to. So that gave me that freedom to create this brilliant world for that character, which I used in my performance. So my preparation is the same. It's just the backstory is going to be different, and that basically then informs me how I'm going to play that character.
Look around, man. There's no one here.
There is a cleaning lady.
A cleaning lady.
अस्पताल तक पहुंच जाते।
5 मिनट रुक जाओ।
Relax, man. You worry too much.
रानी!
What the happened?
And were there any memorable moments, not from any film that you've done, a project that you've done, that you've thought has kind of stuck with you up until now?
Yeah, IB71, there's a big fight scene that I have with the hero, who's Vidyut Jammwal, and he's like, he's been doing martial arts for about 35 years, and like he's ranked in the world, I think number 3 or 4 in the world in terms of martial arts. So I have a big fight scene with him at the end, and I haven't really done that much action before, and I was a bit worried, like, this guy, he's done action, and if he mistimes a punch or anything, that's it, I'm gonna get battered. But it was an excellent learning experience for me, just to know how to make the movements bigger when you're fighting, not to keep it small, but for the audience to see you swinging, and when you get hurt, really use your body to like show that you've been punched. When you're getting hit in the face, really exaggerate your expressions. So that was something great that I took away, which I can bring into a next action film. That, okay, now I know what to do. If the camera's there and he's punching this side, I know which way to go, or like, how far to go and how far not to go.
कासिम और उसका चचेरा भाई अशफाक प्लेन हाईजैक करने वाले हैं, तो खत्म कर दूं ना।
Another feature film internationally is Footprints on the Water,
Footprints on the Water,
which made its premiere at was it this year, New York?
New York, and he's been doing the festival rounds and winning all awards everywhere.
And like that, firstly, how does that feel? And also, you kind of worked with Adil Hussain as well.
Yeah.
So, what kind of things did you learn from him? And to have a feature film like that, winning awards, being premiered all over the world, how does that feel as an actor?
It feels great. Any work of yours that gets recognition, I mean, that's what every actor wants, man, let's be honest. And to work with Adil Hussain, because he's a veteran, he's a legend, and just to observe him in between takes, just to see what his process is, in itself was an experience for me. So to work with him, and there's a couple of actors from the south that have done films in Kerala, done films in Telugu, and like just to work with different people, it was just amazing, because you get to learn from them. You know what I mean? You get to learn how they act, you know, certain expressions, certain nuances, what do they do, you know, how do they react to certain things. That's all of that stuff. I just soaked it in, man, to, you know, improve and hone my craft.
तुम संजय नहीं हो। तुम संजय नहीं हो।
मैं संजय हूँ। तुम्हारा संजय।
झूठ। तुम झूठे हो।
नहीं।
मेरा संजय कहाँ है?
नहीं संजय हूँ।
कहाँ है संजय?
मैं संजय हूँ।
नहीं। क्या किया तुमने संजय को? क्या किया तुमने संजय को? कहाँ है संजय?
डॉक्टर।
क्या किया तुमने संजय को? कहाँ है वो?
डॉक्टर।
And then you also do TV shows as well.
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
also doing, I think, 3 shows that are coming out next year.
So yeah, I've done 3 web series that are going to be coming on OTT platforms. I did one with Sunil Shetty called Nanda Devi. I just did another one called, I think it's called Blinded. Oh God, I forgot the name. Blinded, which is an adaptation of a Swedish show that's going to be coming out next year. And then I did one with the comedian Vidyut. So he's got one coming out as well. That was for HBO India.
Okay. And what's the difference between working on a film and working on a show that's going on OTT platforms?
See, it's quite similar. TV is difficult because TV, when I was doing TV, they have to telecast the next day. So basically you can't mess around. You need to get your scenes done and it's long hours. Films and web series are a bit more chilled. You've got a schedule, you know, okay, that this scene they're going to shoot then, that scene they're going to shoot that time. We're going to start off with this scene first. When it's TV, you're just there. You could be like, your first scene is now, your second scene is going to be at the end of the day, but you have to just sit and wait. So TV is a lot more stressful.
Do you prefer one or the other?
I love all of them, man. I mean, for me, TV really helps in terms of improving my Hindi, because when they give you the script there and then, you haven't got time to mess about. You got to just learn the lines and deliver. So for me, because it's not my mother tongue, it's a little bit more challenging. But because I've been there so long now, you know, as before it used to take me like 2-3 hours. Give me a paragraph, couple of paragraphs, give me 10 minutes, I'll be all right.
And just kind of on that, when you go back and forth between here and India, what's the difference that you see between shows there or films there and, you know, likewise here? Is there any nuances that you see in the acting or the actors where...
Obviously, Bollywood's always been larger than life. But now, in the last couple of years, the content that's coming out of there, I would say it's on par with content coming out from here and in America. There's a show called Scam that came out a couple of years ago. Brilliant. There's one called Made in Heaven, again, which has been really winning lots of awards and everything. So the content there is like, you see, Indian's so big, you got different types of audiences, different markets that they cater to. And because it's so diverse, you've got shows for people that live in the Pind and all that, let's be honest, yeah? You got shows that people live in the cities, you know, so some content is not going to be good as those that cater for the people in the cities, but good stuff is coming out of there.
Did anyone follow you?
Well, I think I saw Bose in Manchuria. Don't worry, Mr. Mati. You are quite safe.
The joke's on you, Figs. Bose is alive. And he's dangerous.
He's a fugitive. All alone. On the run.
Bose is never alone. Are you going to kill him?
British government doesn't share its plans with everyone.
And probably one of the biggest South Asian films that's been out within the past year or so is RRR. So Marine, your wife.
My wife was in that, she's in that, yeah.
And how was it, you know, to see her working on that film? And did you see anything in her process that kind of impacted the way that you're gonna, you know, do your acting in the future?
See, our process is quite similar. Like I said, we find out what the story is about, what's that character's role in the story, and then we develop a backstory for that character. So in that way, we're quite similar. But no, I mean, the way she performed in that film, I'm not just saying it because she's my wife. Like even the director of IB71, when I told him my wife's in it, and she's like, which character did she play? And I told him, he's like, oh yeah, man, that was brilliant. Like, she did a real good job. And that inspires me, actually. And to work with such a big director such as SS Rajamouli, who I'm telling you, he's going to be doing a Marvel film in the next couple of years. I guarantee you, he's going to be doing some big things. And it's everyone's dream, man. I'd love to work with him, man. If he's making RRR 2, innit? Give me a call.
Samir,
stand back with me. सर मुझे बचा लो
What's up? वो लोग मुझे छोड़ेंगे नहीं. Please help me. लेकिन हुआ क्या है? मुझे बचा लो सर, मुझे बचा लो, कुछ करो. क्या है? यही एक तरीका है. यही एक तरीका है.
You and your wife, you built a foundation or a platform called Act with Confidence.
Yes.
Could you just tell us a bit more?
Yeah. So Act with Confidence. When the pandemic happened, obviously everything was shut down. So we were in India. So we decided to start an acting course or an acting company called Act with Confidence, where we did a lot of online classes. So, you know, we did like weekend master classes. We did like a 4-week intense acting course, an 8-week intense acting course. And we had students register from all over the world. We had people from different parts of India, people from America, from Italy, from England, so from all over. And it's just basically, we've got a really good syllabus, starting from the foundation, like breathing, meditation, how to basically get into the zone, to like be stress-free, all the way to character study, scene analysis, how to prepare for an audition, camera, when you're working in front of the camera, what are the different camera angles, you know, all of that. So it's from A to Z. And it's not just for actors in the industry, it's for people that may want to dip their toe in and see if they want to do a bit of acting or a bit of performance. And it's for people that have been in the industry and they want to top up. So it really caters for everyone. The syllabus is designed in such a way that you can be a beginner or you can be an advanced person, but you still get something out of it. And we've been running that since the pandemic. And we moved on to offline now. So we actually take sessions with people. So like up to 10 people in a studio back in India. And we're hopefully trying to do something here also. Started up here also.
Well, yeah, I mean, on that, in terms of South Asian representation in film, obviously we know South Asian countries is going to be major, but in places like here or in America, we are seeing a few crossovers.
Yeah.
But what do you think needs to change in terms of having more South Asian people in Hollywood films, Marvel, Netflix, documentaries, or whatever it may be? How do you think maybe things need to change?
Personally, I think if we talk about, like, I'm talking about my family, their journey when they came to England from India, I think that hasn't been explored really. Like, you know, people's journeys to leave their motherland, to go somewhere else, to basically provide for the family back in India, the struggles that they've been through, the journey that they've been on. And, you know, like people from our community that have done it, have made it, they've made a success, but people don't touch on that. They don't look at what the struggles were. Like my dad, when he came here, he had to like work almost 20 hours a day. I'm sure you got people in your family did the same, worked in the factories at the, you know, in the night time, all that stuff. So I feel that's not been touched. The journey has not been explored properly. And there's some great stories that you can put out there, man. And it's universal as well, because people do struggle. It's not that it's South Asian communities, it's just for South Asians. No, look at Squid Game when that came out on Netflix. It's a Korean show, right? About Koreans. Everyone loved it, everyone watched it. So why can't we do stories based on South Asian people that belong to that community and share what they've gone through and share it with the world?
Could we see you doing something like that in the future?
You know what, God willing, man, there's a show, a series that I'm trying to get out there, which is about that, you know, people come from India to Birmingham. It's about people based in Birmingham also. That's another thing. Birmingham is a city that's not been explored in terms of the South Asian diaspora. They go to London, they go wherever, but not Birmingham. And Birmingham's got a lot of history, man. You can tell some really good stories about what's happened here.
Why did you do this?
Why? You want to know why? Because you all invaded my motherland. You killed my Irish brothers and sisters! And you murdered my family! This is a court-martial, isn't it? Yes? So come on. Let's carry on with the court-martial, shall we? Let's get on with it.
The world's becoming, you know, very much interconnected now as, you know, social media and everything kind of online now and stuff like that. And there's a lot of online critics, shall we say, you know, from fans or professionals or whoever it may be. So as an actor in the media, in the limelight, what kind of, not backlash, but what kind of feedback have you got from fans or from people that you thought, well, that's a bit unfair, or oh, I should take this on board? You know, does it happen quite a lot for actors? Or
not to me personally, to be honest with you. Even when I was doing that, I was doing a TV show called Vidyut, which was my last one, which came on Star Plus, and in that I played like a horrible guy in it, but the audience loved me. They're like, you know, every time he comes on screen, we don't know what he's gonna do, and they always kept the audience on toes and stuff. So I've always really had positive feedback. No one's really ever said, who is this guy from England trying to make it here, acting all big and large. No, it's been positive. I haven't come across anything. I'm sure there are people out there, thinking who's this joker. But no, no.
Were there any kind of challenges or things like that you had to face getting into the industry, or any challenges that you face now in terms of trying to get specific roles?
Yeah, see what it is. It's there's a lot of nepotism there, which I'm sure everyone's heard about here. Like any star director or star actor, their sons or daughters, they've got a foothold in the industry, which is fair enough, So it is difficult to kind of get like a main lead in a big Bollywood commercial film, because they want to either launch sons or daughters from the stars from yesterday or stars from today. So that's a bit hard. If someone from here wants to go there thinking that they can become a hero, I mean, God willing, I hope you do, but it's very, very, very difficult to get your foot into the door. I've been there for almost 12 years and the door's just opened a little bit. You know what I mean? I've done TV, I've done films, I have done a big commercial film, but still I'm finding it hard to get those roles, because what it is there, they don't really check your profile, the work that you've done. So they just like say, oh, there's a role here, which is nothing substantial. I mean, like maybe like a 2-line role, an extra. Nothing wrong with that. But if you've done a lot of work like I have, it's like going 10 steps backwards. You want to move forward, and do other things, do better things. So it is a challenge. And there's a lot of politics in the casting as well, because a lot of the casting assistants are actors themselves. So their bosses are kind of pushing them for roles. So say if you come and you've auditioned and you've done a wicked audition, I'm the casting director, I've seen your tape, I think, man, this guy's a bit too good. I'm not going to show his tape to the director. Let's like put it out the way and say, nah, he wasn't good enough, we're not going to show it you. So a lot of that stuff happens, unfortunately. So that's really, really challenging. And I can't kiss ass, man. I'm not made that way. Professionally, yeah, networking, introducing yourself, I can do that. But I can't fold my hands and say, sir, mujhe kaam chahiye, please mujhe kaam de dijiye. I can't do that. My self-respect won't allow me to do that. And that's one of the things that we teach our students when we're doing our workshops, that don't beg for work, because, they get off on that power. Be professional. There's a fine line between networking and kissing ass. So just be on the right side of that line. She came out and she's looking at everybody and she goes, no, sorry. She comes to me and she says this, you look like Imran Khan. That's because I'm his bastard son. Really? No. Go and audition.
Within your kind of career as a whole, obviously the amount of projects that you've done in both film and TV, if there's looking towards the future, if there was one major goal that you could have as an actor, what would it be?
Honestly, just getting regular work, man. Just getting regular work, people knowing my name and saying, we got this project, give Danny a shout. If I can get to that level, no, I will eventually. You just got to keep on working and knocking on those doors and doing the best that you can do. Just that way you don't have to keep on auditioning anymore, where you don't have to keep calling. The phone calls will start coming to you directly. That's the level I want to be at. And
for those starting off in Birmingham like yourself or across the UK who are struggling to find it to get their foot in the door, what's a piece of advice that you would give to any budding?
So if you're interested in getting into acting, start off by doing amateur theatre. That builds up your confidence. You get to work with different people, and then when you perform on stage in front of a live audience, it's a different rush that you get all together, and it will help you as an individual as well, like your self-esteem, even public speaking, because you will have to be able to enunciate your words and projection as well. So that all helps. So I would say start off by doing amateur theatre. Try and do short films also. There's a lot of student filmmakers out there who are looking for actors for their projects. So start doing that in terms of getting some in front of camera experience. And some of the films that are made nowadays are really, really good. So you can use that footage for your show reel. So once you get enough of that, then try to get an agent. Send your stuff off, get an agent, and that's it. But I would say start off from the grassroots, do a bit of theatre. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So Balaraj, you come over, innit? You might have to do the casting couch, innit? So don't worry, innit?
Perfect. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.